Well, good morning there, everyone, and welcome to this very, very special edition, this Friday episode of Crush the Open with Jeff and Lance. The boys are getting their act together. They'll be joining us shortly. My name is Raleigh White, and I'm going to be just hanging in the background here, making sure that the trains run on time. But it's great to see everybody here today, and I hope everybody's had a great week. There's Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Good morning.
Hey there, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing just great, bud. We've got a ton of people here in the room. They're already posting questions about the markets. I know it's a special session for you and Lance today. People are excited to hear what you have to say. And for a bunch of people in the United States, it's freaking cold.
Not for me, dude. Not I.
I've been out on the boat every day this week.
I don't want to hear it, Lance. I don't want to hear
it. I'm tan. Like my shoulders are sunburned. Put it that way.
This is about as much layering as you're going to see me in today.
Oh
LFG.
Good for you guys. I'm going to turn the stage over to you.
Thank you. What's up, Lance? How you doing?
You know, just slanging. What you got going on today?
What a week, huh? What a week. I've got money flow trades. I'm going to talk about that at the end. I got all these 9 trades. You know the deal. You know how we do. This is the third trading day of the month, so I've got 9 trades to watch. But
can someone let me grab the screen? I want to get some shots here.
You got the share? Shots. You do the share.
Yeah, I can't. It says there we go. Someone on the team. All right, so let's go over what we talked about. Hold ourselves accountable. You know. Accountable. So we talked about Amazon, right? Remember what did we talk about? The 110s.
Yeah, it was this, but it wasn't this weekly. It was the monthly. So look at that.
So the stock was $100 on Monday. The 110s closed at basically like 770.
Yeah.
Look at this here. Can you guys see the screen? Let me know if you guys can.
Yeah, screen looks good, Lance.
I got
you.
On
Monday, these calls were $2. And they traded up to 830, 840.
Well, I sent a telegram out. So if y'all are in Crush the, if you guys come to
did you? Good.
If you guys come to Crush the Open, sign up for the telegram because I blast telegrams randomly because we have like this entire I don't know how to say this delicately. I'm never delicate. We have kind of like a red tape process for sending out emails. The fastest way that I can personally communicate with people on some of these things following up is through Telegram. So yesterday thing was I think it was at 6.5 or something. I was like, if y'all followed that trade, take a third off because we triple bagged it, be prudent. It's the smart thing to do. So anyone who did that trade that's on Telegram probably saw, someone put a link in on our team, saw that I said, take half off. And that's a good teachable moment. If you make a shit ton of money really fast,
take trim. There's Jeff doing Tom Brady.
That was the same spot. I was hoping to see Giselle. She wasn't there. But yeah, I told people to take half off yesterday because it tripled in 4 days.
You have to. Like Jason says, it's got a cup and handle pattern. And it could be any technical analysis. But when it comes to earnings, technicals don't matter. None of that stuff matters on earnings. The only thing that matters on earnings is how the stock reacts. It's price. Earnings don't matter. The numbers don't matter. None of that stuff. All it is just how the stock reacts to price.
So Richard's saying he didn't see the trade on Telegram. The trade was on the show on Monday. If this is your first time at Crush the Open, one thing that's different, if this is your first time on this show, I want to explain something to y'all. We don't spend a lot of time talking about 6 months, 9 months down the road. What we do on Monday morning is we look at the big events that are coming this week. We look at the stocks that are in play that people are talking about that have a lot of buzz. And then we look at actionable catalysts like earnings, big events that are going to move this week that we can make a quick turnaround on our dime for. It's not investing. It's incredibly short term, but I feel like people are into it, but that's what we do. So if this is your first time on the show, this is our first time doing a Crush the Open on Friday where we recap. We're going to start doing weekly, like bookending it a little bit, so we can go over what we talked about, what we got right, what we got wrong, and then we're going to be back on Monday with a whole bunch of new stuff to talk about too. So we got that going for us. Just a quick little breakdown. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, Lance. Go
Jeff,
ahead.
what do you think? What do you think about all the shit stocks? So Carvana's up, only about 300% year to date. Peloton's up 100% year to date. Meta's up 100% off the lows. What it feels, and I read an article this morning that the retail trader is back more than they were, which obviously is a lie because they're not.
Right.
But like Bitcoin up, what, 40% year to date?
Yeah.
Basically, all the companies going bankrupt
Yeah.
are up a crap load. I sent this to Jeff yesterday. I don't know if I sent it on Slack. Let me check. Or on text. But basically, all the crap stocks are up. Everything. If the company's going bankrupt, Bed Bath and Beyond was up on missing a debt payment like 20% yesterday. Carvana going bankrupt is up. All the companies. Nordstrom now with the.
So you're asking me what I think about all this happening? I love it. I want stocks to move 20% in a day. I love it. So people are like, is it bad? Well, yeah, in the long term, it's probably bad, but in the long term, we're all going to be dead. In the short run, it means that the spirits are awoken. The game is on. So if you ever play a poker game, Lance, where all of a sudden shit gets really crazy and people start straddling, which means they like blind bet double.
They blind bet before even seeing their cards.
Before they ever. I love tables like that. I love the stock market when it loses its, like, when it goes off the rails. So I love when the insanity comes because people make mistakes. You get opportunities. You get exaggerated moves. It's never quite priced in enough. I had somebody talking about, I don't remember who it was, but somebody was talking about you can't trade single stocks because I don't want to get into it, but in these kind of markets,
you gotta trade stock. You gotta trade
in these kind of markets. You get moves. That are just, the options are justified a lot of times in being you thought it was expensive, but it was cheap. So like we were talking about Tesla the week before in Crush the Open, right?
Look at Beyond Burger up 30% yesterday.
Right.
On nothing. Tesla, like you said.
We were talking about Tesla the week before last week at the 150s before earnings, the 150 calls, which were really out of the money. And they were like, oh man, they were like $2 or something. I'm like, yeah, but if they go, they go. Give it a shot. Here we are 2 weeks later and stocks at what, 190, 188. Yep. So
has anything changed about fundamentals? Nope. Tesla's still the same thing. All these stocks are still the same, but it's just the market dynamics. And we've had relatively, I would say, conservative people in the stock market saying, I'm going to go to cash, or I'm going to buy an ETF, or I'm going to buy bonds or something. When you've had moves, 50, 60, 70, 80% in a week or two. So it is big. It has become a stock picker's market. And that's the beauty of it. Like, you're not going to see these moves anywhere else, but in these high growth, highly shorted, basically the Cathie Wood stocks. You hear yesterday she's the new NASDAQ. What ETF is up 35%?
She's the ultimate cockroach. She is the ultimate cockroach. I was watching her on TV. She had this shit-eating grin, right? And she should. She survived basically like the Chinese balloon dropped a nuke on her head in 2022, and she's walking around like nothing's happened. Spring clean. Her stocks are flying. Her thing went from $100 and something to $35, $33. Now it's back above $40. You're only as good as your last trade. Her last trades have been pretty good. So she's feeling good. She's a perfect example of staying alive and living to fight another day.
Right? And now she feels like a Greek god because of because she's up 35% or so year to date. Meanwhile, obviously.
But I'm going to give you a great case in point on the fundamental case. Let's talk about Tesla for a second. So we closed out Tesla last year, and remember, like the story that like the talking heads on CNBC, like the cartoon characters, were telling us why the stock was down.
Yeah.
Oh, because Eli's not nice, and because all the liberals are the ones that are driving electric vehicles.
And
they're going to stop buying.
Tesla.
They're going to stop buying electric vehicles because he's not nice, and he owns Twitter, and he lets mean people tweet mean things. That what happened to that thesis? poof, vamos, right? So price action is the only thing that matters. It got oversold in the short run. I think it's getting a little bit overbought in the short run, but ties go to the bulls in this. I would love the stock to go down $30 because I think that it's an unbelievable call option, situation that you can do. But yeah, so when you get too, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is when you get too wrapped up in fundamental biases, you lose
Fundamentals
opportunity.
don't matter. I'll say it a million times. All this outlook of, Apple has good, Apple iPhone sales are declining. Apple's down $1, $2 for goodness sakes. Like that's nothing. If you're trading on economics and fundamentals, go put your money in an ETF and close your eyes, and hopefully in a year it's up 2 or 3%. I mean,
unbelievable. So Jay Powell, I mean, I'll give a little bit of a macro thing while we bring up some of these stocks. Jay Powell came out this week, and some people were looking for 50 basis points. I thought that was a little bit absurd. I mean, the market never really priced in 50 basis points. The thing about Jay Powell is, what they have to remember about this dude was this dude sat there and lied to America for a year and said inflation isn't real. You're imagining shit. The reason
they said all the free money they printed and all the stimulus checks did not cause inflation.
Right. The reason is because the guy really wants the stock market to be okay. He just did 4 75 basis point hikes in a row. Then he just did another 25. And I think he thinks, I've done what I've done. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to business. If the market wants to go up, I've done what I said I was going to do. I've done what I've done. Anything more might be crazy. I've done what I've done. So I think he is happy to wash his hands and let this thing go back ballistic. Yep. Let this thing go back ballistic. Now, why I love that is we're going to have normal boom and bust cycles, hopefully, in the stock market. Equilibrium will start to happen. So that's great news for all of us.
I think obviously, so the Fed, and you've had ex-Fed head say, we want the stock market lower. Well, they did it, right? And now people have their, I don't want to, what's a good word? People have their fix now. The addicts are back. They're drinking the Kool-Aid and everything's just going straight up again. And it's the funnest thing ever. Cause I mean, I'm long so many shit stocks like Square, Net, PayPal, DraftKings, Peloton, all these stocks that I'm down so much in my retirement account. And now like they're up 30, 40, 50%, like just in a couple of weeks. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm rich.
I've got my cronies texting me that were like, don't talk to me about stocks. When we golf, I don't want, I get a couple of rules with some of these people. Some people are like, Jeff, stop talking to me about stocks. And then other people were like, Jeff, don't talk to me about Trump. Don't talk to me about Biden. I won't talk about, just want to hit this golf ball. Now these same cronies are starting to text me again. What are we doing? What's going on?
Best NFT?
What are we doing? So the crack's back. I love it. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a ballistic year. I'm going to show you guys like in 10 minutes from now, I'm going to start talking about my monthly stocks because I got 9 new trades. But in the meantime, let's look at some pre-market. You want to look at some pre-market prices? Let's look at, because they're crushing some of this shit right now. Literally.
Yeah. So I was just looking at gold actually while you were talking. Look at gold. Yeah. Gold getting crushed down about $100 in 2 days off the highs.
Wow.
So they're hitting gold. They're obviously hitting the market. If we pull up the SPOOs, they're selling off the SPOOs today. They sold off the NASDAQ yesterday. Why? Because Google, Amazon. But at the same time, they're not big moves to the downside, Like
Apple's dead money, man. Apple's turned into IBM. Apple's the new IBM, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Apple's a stock that probably won't kill you on the downside, but you're not going to have like a Tesla experience with Apple. I don't think.
Yeah. Apple's there to just pay the dividend and everyone's long it. It's not going to
It's a hedge fund hotel, bro. It's a hedge fund hotel.
I was getting quotes this morning from my guy at Goldman. They wanted to offer Apple 6% return, 50% downside for like a 3-year product, 6% return. To give you an example, if I have the same
structured note. It was a structured note.
Structured note.
Yeah.
I have the same 50% downside protection and Roblox. I was getting paid nearly 30% return. Square 25% return. Because Apple, they know it's not going to move anymore. So it's barely paying.
Pull up Carvana's yesterday intraday moves.
Oh
for
my
people that
God,
want to see some
dude,
crap.
this was wild. The stock went from 19, now it's 13. It's almost 20 yesterday.
Right.
They started dumping it after hours, actually. And then, I mean, but if you pull up Carvana on a daily, look at this. $4 to $20.
But that was like a $200 to $300 stock, I think, at one point, wasn't it?
Oh, way back in the day. Yeah. Way back in the day, it was $376.
It was $376. Who was buying that thing? You know, there's analysts probably putting out reports at 376 telling you the
Oh,
only
yeah,
car
to buy.
company, the only car dealership in the world is going to be Carvana. Like somebody wrote a report saying that. Think about
Jeff,
it.
I will guarantee you we have $300 price targets in Carvana. And this is why, too, anytime you see an analyst upgrade or downgrade or analyst report, if you're investing, I don't know, maybe listen to it. I don't know. I wouldn't say that. But if you're trading, do the complete opposite of what the analysts say, because they are the biggest idiots in the world. They are so wrong. Oh, I can't. Oh, here we go. Previous data. Okay. So this is May of 2022, $150 price target of $40.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just how bad analysts are. $150 price target.
Let's look
Back
at some
in May of
technicals
last
real
year,
quick.
$40, 115 to $40.
So I have a
85 to 30.
system. I have an entire strategy, 180. We just closed out some Salesforce for 275% long,
Ooh,
where an analyst
beautiful.
downgraded them. CRM. He downgraded them right as Elliott was like getting involved. And I'm like, what's going on with these people? Why would you downgrade? Anyways, long story short, I believe in fading these people all the time. I like fading things a lot. I like going against the grain a lot, but this is a cool situation today because I'm putting on 9 new trades. I got 6 longs and 3 shorts, and we're getting a super pullback to buy into. I kind of wanted to look at like the market technically to see where we can trade down for. Do you mind if I share my screen?
Pull it up. Pull it up. I got some puts.
It said you got to stop sharing. You got to stop sharing it first, bro.
Oh, I was looking at Qualcomm on the other one. David said I did the 180 over 200% in it. What name? CRM?
CRM.
Damn, that was a big. Ooh, it is raining out here now. Damn, I got my boat out. All
right. So I wanted to look at some levels here real quick before we jump into it. But look at this thing. Check this bad boy out right here.
Let me see that.
NASDAQ.
Are you pulling up the all right, the NASDAQ? I was about to say, don't pull up the Dow now. Dow ain't.
No, I'm gonna do a cool thing here in real time for these mofos. We're gonna do a Fibonacci retracement in real time, and I'm gonna go from the low in December. I'm gonna use the December low until the recent high. Okay, bear with me. So a really important level when you have, and so what's a Fibonacci retracement? I don't really love it, but it kind of, there's a math to it that I like. Basically saying when you have a move, what kind of like pullback can you expect, right? Like I like to deal in mathematical proportionality. If something moves 100%, it's not going to pull back 3%. It's going to pull back 20%, so to speak, right? So we went from, what was that? It was 10,700 and change all the way up to 12,803 closing yesterday, right? So this is the biggest first level that we have to look at is this 38.2% Fibonacci. So that would bring the NASDAQ back down to like 12,036.
That's a huge move. That's an 800 point move. But what do you have to?
We're gonna get 200 points on the open right now, right? So I mean, if we look, if you look, I think that's a big move. But if you have that move there, and what would it take to get that move? I don't know, but that would basically bring us back to being just basically up 10% on the year, which is pretty solid year still.
Yeah, which is still fantastic. I mean, what's the Dow up year to date? Like not even 3%.
Yeah,
right?
2.7%.
But
I'm more inclined to split the difference there. I'm agreeing with you. That's a huge
what
move.
Catalyst do you have
to go that
Kramer
low?
said buy. Kramer said buy yesterday, so obviously a market top.
That's a fairly decent one.
But what catalyst do you have next week?
Oof.
That's gonna sell off the Qs. The big dog earnings are done.
No, I just think today might get a little bit ugly. I think this is a 2-day sell-off max. I think this is I'm trying to say this is a dip to buy.
That's what I was thinking this morning.
You look for the retracement, but you have to ask yourself, well, how much can it go down if I'm going to leg into this thing, right? So I might do a little bit long this afternoon, this morning, with the idea that if we get like another 200, 300 points more low. So I'm thinking like 12,400 would be a decent place to get long some of these tech names. But if we look at next week, what do we have? We've got, we're going to talk about this. That's what stealing our thunder for Monday, right?
The only thing I would say, or not the only thing, but yeah, let's look what we have next week. But I would say what can cause the market to take a huge hit out of nowhere is them shooting down the Chinese.
They got a balloon flying over freaking Minnesota.
I was just saying that.
And this dude doesn't give a shit, and it's driving me nuts. I was up at
Biden shooting down the balloon would cause the market to go down. I would say probably limit down.
That. I would say I don't know if he has the cojones.
He can't. He won't. You think he's going to shoot down anything in China? Come on.
Yeah, but we've got Blinken is supposed to go to Beijing. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Whatever. They're testing us, bro. This is saber rattling. These guys want to take over Taiwan. What about something with Taiwan? That would puke the market. We've been in a black swan kind of era for a little while, but I still think that would be that would be something you would buy.
Yeah. Any time you get a short-term headline like Biden shoots down Chinese spy balloon and the market has a drastic drop. Usually those are a great time. I shouldn't say a shoot down a balloon, but usually any short-term headlines are
especially
good
when we know, especially when we know ties go to the bulls. Like I said, like the bulls are in control of this tape. So
momentum is bullish. I've tried shorting stuff. I tried shorting Afram.
There's no volume.
And the stock ripped up 20%. You can't short anything in the market.
You can't.
You have to get long. Like you have to just close your eyes, buy stuff, and hold on and ride the train. You have to.
I got to get this presentation going, bro. I got to talk to these people about this flow trades I've got. But one last thing. Next week, we're going to be back Monday morning. We're going to give you trades again. We're going to give you some free looks at some calls. But I have new trades. And so next week, we've got some pretty decent stuff to look at. We're going to have, what's that? Initial jobless claims to end next week is going to be a mega number. We've got some big earnings, of course. So we're going to have some catalysts.
Yeah, you still got big earnings. You just don't have the apples and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, we hit Tesla. We hit Amazon pretty good. If you took the money off, a lot of people said they did. But today, I have 9 new trades. Where did that go? Yeah, right now. Let me show you this. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but there's a strategy that I have that's the longest term strategy that I have. Basically, the trade goes on for all months. And I want to open your eyes to a special opportunity. I've got 9 new trades this morning that are going out. And look at this. So I want you to take a look at this first chart. Memorize this stock. And this was from last month. This was Warner Brothers, right?
Oh, Warner Bros. I have some Warner Bros.
So a lot of folks are looking to buy the dip or jump into energy, right? So I'm looking at something else, and it's based on a predictable, repeatable monthly phenomenon. Remember WBD, right? So it happens within the first few trading days. So the last 2, I looked at the first 2 trading days, just happened. Most people wouldn't know about how institutions put on positions. They put on size. They can't do it in half an hour. They accumulate all month. But every single month, there's a massive flood of capital pouring into specific funds. I found that Wall Street dips their toes on certain stocks at the beginning of the month. And if they like what they see, they ride them higher and higher all month long. So remember, WBD, this was January 5th. This was just last month. I'm not talking to you guys about Martha Washington, back tested to 2002. This happened last month, right? Fast forward to the end of the month with WBD. What was the number 1 stock in the S&P 500 last month? It was the same stock. It was WBD. Wow. Yeah. And so my scanner picked up on it. Huge outsized range move with huge atypical volume. And most of you guys are options traders, and you guessed that the return was much, much larger. So Robert K made 385% on the WD recommendation that we made. That was enough to turn 2 G's in the starting stake into $9,700 by the end of the month. Like every strategy, there's going to be winners, there's going to be losers. You should never trade more than you can lose, especially in this market. But that's something that Lance and I always teach, how to size the bets, right? So this phenomenon happens every month. It's predictable. There's doubles, there's triple-digit returns time and time again. Here's what's going on, though, right? Contributions. There's money flowing in all the time. 401ks, IRAs, pension funds, they're hitting Wall Street accounts all year long. About $25 billion. So, and that's every month. So this sudden surge of new cash, it forces Wall Street to buy stocks. So they normally pile in at the beginning of the month. It's called turn of the month investing. I know this because of my years on the street. You probably know Wall Street's large sums of capitals can send a stock higher and higher all month. I just showed it to you with WBD. That's why I have a super straightforward system that I do for this phenomenon. Take a look at VRTX, right?
Oh yeah.
Funds
One of my
probe
favorites.
this stock. That's a strange stock, right? It's a pharmaceutical company. Not a lot of people know. But on the 1st of December, I saw a massive move, a massive atypical bar, not a normal candle bar, with a huge corresponding volume, almost 4 times the average volume on the first day of the month. So they do this to test the stock, see how sensitive it is, right? If everything checks in, they spend the rest of the month accumulating. People think that they're done. They're not done. They're coming back for more, all you can eat all month for that stock, right? Accumulation results in the stock going higher the rest of the month, 19%. Watch it happen again and again. ATI, second of the month, $215 million flowed into that stock. Big gap up, big candle, gigantic volume. The call is up 96.8% in a month. We're playing home run derby. You love home run derby.
Yeah, baby.
Right? We're going for the big game hunting, right? We're not trying to make 3% on the SPY. Big game hunting. First day of the month, $610 million went into Schlumberger, right? Also atypical. Those calls did 200%. Here's how I track it. I use my Bloomberg, costs about 25 G's a year. It's way better than any assistant that I've had, and we fired many of them, and they cost more, I think, than the Bloomberg, which I will never fire. This terminal has a proprietary built-in algo that looks at every stock in the market, scans for the exact money flows. It found WBD for me just last month. I go long and short because I believe in having hedges. And here's another one from last year, Coterra. Coterra was number 1. Look at that, 33.8%.
Oh, wow, yeah.
A massive $270 million flow came in September 2nd. You see that? Huge size, huge bar. Those that took the trade on Coterra, they crushed it. Not 100%, not 200%, not 300%, 423%. And this was a real life recommendation. I made this recommendation for people that own this product, this service. So that was the best trade. And January's trade on WBA, this just last month, was close to beating it. I think that there's like maybe 3 or 4 that might beat it this month. So it's clear to you at this point, I'm not throwing darts. I don't just buy the market. I don't believe in the SPY or any of that. Or trading ridiculously complex strategies isn't the best way to reach your goals. To make it even more impressive, we've had some of the best months when the market crashes, because I got puts too, and the puts print, right? So how do I do that? Built-in hedge. The beginning of every single month, I give you 6 standard flows, which are calls, they're longs, just like the one I showed you. But because of vol, I hedge with 3. So I'm always leaning long, right? Because the ties go to the bulls, especially now. And so with that setup, we play the inverse to the short side. I have this cluster like in January, did 77%. Look at that. The market crashed. We saw 352% gain on a put. It happened again in February, 80%, winners and losers. Look at these massive wins, 240%, 290%, March, 27%, another triple digit gainer, almost 300%, 27% overall with the whole portfolio. So I can't promise anything. There's a lot of unpredictability in the markets, but by sticking by the rules, strategies produced 10.5% on average in 2022 in a bear market, right? Super tough to do that. So if you annualize that, that was 126% total return in the worst year since 08. And here's why it's, and leaning long the whole time, right? Inflation's cooling. The Fed's changing the pace. We just talked about that. We're getting bullish again. Investing more cash, and investors are piling in 13 billion. Right now, you got to get in ahead of these Fed flows.
Yep.
Today's perfect day because they're puking it at the open here. I know you're looking at it right now. What are we doing, Lance? We're puking, right?
Yeah, Spoons is down 50 points. NASDAQ
Perfect.
down 275.
Perfect. These trades just came out. You can still get them. You have all day to put them on. My premium trading service, Money Flow Elite. Look at that beautiful Miami. We had drinks overlooking that at the Smith & Walensky bar.
Oh, yeah, one of my favorite spots.
We had some cigars. We had some nice boat drinks watching the Carnival cruises going out. So listen to some of my best students, right? Zach made 600%. Edward had $1,500, almost $1,600 in profit. Piao, more than $1,300, 90% gain. So you get 9 trades, fresh ones just out, 10.5% last month, winners and losers, 52% win rate, 111% average win. I'm going to give this money flow experience, and I teach you guys how to use options. I want to maximize your learnings. I do review videos with it every week. We talk about the markets. That's just for the members. You get this beautiful portal that you can use from a laptop or anything. We've got a team in Jacksonville that's there 24/7 to handle any questions you have. I give you a tax guideline because I believe that you should save your hard-earned money and you're legally entitled to.
Jeff, give me the link, baby. Give me the link.
Guys, put it in the chat. Put the link in the chat right now. I want it in there right now because we got to get going. That's why I'm speaking so fast. Market's opening, and you guys got to get in this shit right now because there's an opportunity to trade right now.
That's right. That's right.
We got to get to it. And I'm going to throw another last cherry on top. I show you guys how to short. I show you guys how to use the reverse, how to buy puts. Institutions are also puking stocks. So you have a total hedge portfolio, a complete portfolio. It's super passive. It's super easy. You know when you're going to trade. The third trading day of the month, you take them off at the end of the month. Unbelievable gains. Look at these gains, 34%. We're only at 300% last month. Paid for 1 month, paid for the whole year in January's trades. And so those are just some of the top stories. All these people got one thing in common. They took action, right? And look at this, $3,800 on $5,000 in the first month. So we're running and gunning, Lance. It's big game hunting. You're going to get all of that today. And 9 new trades. They're hot. And I'm panicking because I want to look at the market. I don't want to talk about this. And so, but February is an amazing month. I showed you last time it was an 80%er. And I think it could be the biggest month yet because of everyone knows it's like the bulls are back. And they're coming for some of these stocks. So I'm seeing these institutions accumulating these stocks. I see Wall Streets are piling into them. I have a list that's unbelievable. The amount of cash at Goldman is higher than it's been in a decade. Same thing with JP. These guys got to put money to work. They have to, and they don't care. They sell people that they care. They just need the stocks to go up. So imagine in February, with all that money that's coming into the market, the tide goes to the bulls. I want to make it a no-brainer. We've sold these things for $2,000 in the past. Today, I don't want you to feel like you have to make a whole year commitment. I want to give you these 9 new trades for $997 and probably not $497. Like we keep getting cheaper. $97 for your first month. Just buy it. $100 is wild. It's wildly cheap. I can't take my family to Mickey D's for $97. So you get the whole month to evaluate my work. If you don't like it, call my team. We'll take care of you. It's very simple. So now's the time. Jump in. The trades are hot, and that's it. We're at the end of it. Go to wealthpress.com. Do we have the link in there? I think you all put the link in there, and it's perfect.
Dude, I love it. I love it. I just closed out some Qualcomm puts. Well, I closed them out while you were doing your thing. made about $350 on them, so that was good. So
nice.
You got more than enough money to pay for Jeff's thing.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, NVIDIA was one of my burn notices. It's getting crashed today. I love it. Perfect.
That was amazing. All right, everyone, sign up if you can for Jeff's. How much is it, Jeff?
It's $97 for today. I'm kind of pissed off about that, if I'm being honest.
And how many trades do they get a month?
They're getting 9 right now for $97.
9?
Dude, don't even get
you're fueling the junkie fire.
Yeah, but come back also to Crush the Open on Monday. Just keep coming to this show. We usually, Monday will give you free trades for the week, much shorter time horizon. This strategy that I'm giving you, though, I give you the stock, I give you the option, the entry, the exit, stop loss, limits, everything, a catalyst. So yeah, Rich is asking me if it's posted in Synergy. It is posted in Synergy. Check it out right now. So
also too, if you guys are watching on YouTube and all that stuff, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. So you'll be notified so you can watch on YouTube and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool how we got YouTube up and running. So make sure you check it out there. If you have any questions, bring it for tomorrow or Monday. And Jeff, if you have anything else, I got so many positions. I know. I'm like panicking because I want to watch all these money flow elite trades, how they're opening and how Market got a nice bid at the open though.
We had a nice crowd today. I think we had over 500 people. I think we set a record. The Money Brothers rule.
Did set a record, 508.
There we go. Thank you, Raleigh.
We want bigger next week. We want big. We want to grow. We have a growth mindset here. I want more money all the time, and I want more people involved in what we do. Growth mindset. We're not no complacency, zero complacency. But remember, set your alarms for Monday morning. Don't drool all over your pillow, wanting to keep hitting that snooze button to wake up at 11 o'clock for to do your remote job. Wake your ass up. Let's crush the open. Let's look at some quick trades. Let's hit some weeklies. Let's do this thing.
Let's hit some weeklies. There we go. That's the attitude, baby. All right. I'm out.
Yeah.
Jeff, thank you.
Put the link
everyone.
again.
Thanks for coming
Raleigh,
up.
put the link again, please. If you're still here. There we
No,
go.
Randy, Qualcomm was at 128.5. I made lots of money on Qualcomm. you guys got to trade in and out. I mean, this is, like I said, this is the best market out there. I mean, when you get like a 5% move, you got to take your money off on them puts. This is a fantastic market. You just got to be in and out. Like, I'll say it again, this is the best market to trade individual stocks I have seen in quite some time.
It's funny because I got caught in NVIDIA the day before. I put a true story. So for burn notice, we do like an overnight trade. I short, and I've been making money on the short side from the close to the open. Shorted it yesterday, sat through the pain train all day.
Dude, I just had
doubled down. We doubled down though. We doubled down at 216, high 215-ish yesterday. And so the first burn notice was a scratch, and then the new burn notice was a killer. And that's how I do. I guide you guys through everything. I have to. It's my
duty.
It's my duty. It's our duty. It's what we do. So
that is very true.
I want you all to have an awesome Friday, and I want you guys to be there on Monday for the next Crush the Open, and then probably gonna have another one next Friday too.
Heck yeah, dude. I just all right. If you guys are part of, oh my God, some big trades coming in. All right, I gotta go.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you, Lance. Have a great weekend. See you all. Thank you. Thanks.
Bye, guys. Take care, everyone.